Okay, welcome to a new video. Now we'll analyze, watching together game 4 and 5 of the semi-final HappyKiwi Aenorman. Aenorman is winning 2-1. There are still at least 3 games left, but we're gonna find out what happened in these 2 games. I couldn't stream it, so let's watch them together now. Game 4 and 5, Aenorman will have white twice and is winning by 1 point in the match. So let's see what HappyKiwi will try to do. Actually, what he tried to do to stop his opponent. So Aenorman went for a ladybug opening. Let's put it pretty big. And Patrick continued in symmetrical play. Yeah, actually, yeah, there's symmetry around the center. This is again a typical way we've seen in the previous games as well to wait and see where the opponent will place the queen and keep the options open for a buffer or for a classical opening on the flank. White goes for the buffer, black goes for the buffer as well. You see the hive gets pretty stretched, which might increase in a way the likely the outcome of a draw, but we'll see what happens. This is a typical pocket that we have seen already in many games, and I played myself many times. It's very flexible. You keep this shape open. You can move the mosquito later on. You can move the ant, the other ant. But the idea is that you have this nice pocket for the mosquito, and the queen doesn't really need a pillbug yet. You can keep the options open and play the pillbug anywhere basically around here to the top of the queen. Black goes specularly. Wow, perfectly specular. Finally, white decide to move and pin this ant here. Of course, there are other options. White could go for this pin, for example, but this one is more stable because this is a straight pin, and I think there will be some play around the ladybug. This black ladybug that is pinned in a bidirectional pin. Well, at the moment it's just pinned, it can't go anywhere, but if the mosquito moves away, then yeah, the ladybug could get stuck there in this 3 lock. Black goes for the pillbug here. Playing the pillbug here is basically giving up on playing the pillbug on this side, and so having a mosquito acting like a pillbug. The problem is that in this way the mosquito can't move like an ant anymore because of this gate, right? So it can't get out. So it will be in a compromise. Another idea of this pillbug here is actually that the ant here is in a pocket, which is kind of unusual for an ant. Normally, pockets are used for beetles and mosquitoes, but in some cases, actually, it can turn out to be useful. So white completes the pocket again. Now the ant game is almost over. Like white has played all the ants and black has played all the ants as well. The problem with this move that I see here is that what's the point of having an ant in the pocket if you can't play it? I mean, of course the pillbug can pull it out, but it will need to spend another move, right? While if black had played this, for example, then whenever white pins the ant, then this ant is still free to move. I feel this would have been a bit more flexible idea. I'm not sure what's the reasoning actually behind this. Let's see what white did here. White, okay, pin the ant. I suppose the ant here, it's easier to free, to release at some point because of this pin, right? This elbow pin. So black decide to release the ant straight away, which is okay. Actually, one of these two ants will be free anyway. So white can reposition the pin, but then if reposition down here, then one ant is free, ant number 3, and if reposition to the top, then ant number 1 is free. So yeah, that's why actually white decided not to go for that and plays an ambiguous spider, which is basically spider has two targets. One is the queen here, and the other one is a pin replacement to the top. Here I would normally respond with a hopper here. I think black played something different. Yeah, black just went on using the pocket. I suspect this is not the best move. I like more this, to be honest. The idea is that after this, the spider is pinning the hopper in this elbow pin. And of course it's not attacking the queen straight away anymore. The problem of this is that black starts to create quite a big like a bigger shape, and in the long run more pieces can stay stuck here, and the spider here is quite good at capping, as similar to what we have seen in the previous game what black did, for example. If you look at my video in the next game I live streamed. So yeah, I mean, I like this approach more. I feel it's more safe, but surely has some downsides. The problem of the move played in the game, which is beetle here, is that white can use a spider to attack the queen, which is quite usually quite a good thing, because you don't want to use your ants to attack straight away if you can. But at least in this opening approach, white basically used the ants to control the other ants, so to play the ant game, and then using a spider to attack the queen is like quite a good, quite a bargain, right? It's a good deal. At the same time, though, black has basically an extra move now. How it's gonna use it, it's not clear though. Another thing is that the spider is threatening to actually to pin the ant here, so probably this ant needs to move. Black decide to move the pillbug here. Okay, interesting. So one idea is just to throw the spider in here, for example, and change the shape of the hive and free the black queen. Another idea is to just place something else in the pocket here, maybe not straight away now, because of course this would would be a blunder. But here as well is an idea, completing the pocket. Of course, this makes black hive quite quite more stretched, so it needs to be fought, but in some cases is useful. Also, HappyKiwi here has 20 minutes, has been thinking for a while, which probably means he wasn't maybe too comfortable at this point of the game already. We're kind of still in the opening, but opening middle game. So white continue with single beetle attack. Notice that you can stop the single beetle attack, like black can stop it in two ways at least, one with the mosquito and one with the ant here. So the problem is not the beetle itself. The problem is that the mosquito here can be converted easily into a beetle. So black decided to stop this straight away, and I think the idea is that if the mosquito comes in, which is no, it's not what happened. If typically the mosquito will go here, and then the black mosquito will shut off the beetle, and then white doesn't have beetle power anymore. The problem is that in this specific situation, there's another beetle here, and so white can actually play. No, white can actually play this move, which is pretty good, which means white can qualify for the win immediately, and black doesn't have any way to stop this mosquito from covering the queen. The only thing black can do is just Yeah, at this point it can threaten to cover the mosquito, but it's white turn again. And there's this direct drop here to the left that should be stopped. So black goes on with the mosquito and cover the beetle so that white cannot place anything here. So probably black could have avoided this somehow, playing this move. I suppose there were other dangers for black here, but I will say that this one doesn't work again, simply because the pillbug will just throw um, the queen out, or even cover the mosquito here. And now I don't see any like quick danger for black, although white still seems to be in a better position because of the ant game, the better ant game. Um, let's go back to the game though. No, this is not what happened. Mosquito here and mosquito here. So black played this move, trying to cover the mosquito. The mosquito comes up. The black mosquito controls the space there. White plays a hopper here with a double idea of threatening to come here at some point, not immediately because this means the ring that this means the beetle here is actually free to move. The beetle, notice, is in a bidirectional pin, but since there's the ring here, actually filling one of the spaces is enough. This wouldn't be normally enough, of course, but in this case is enough. And the other idea is clearly the white ant is free, so the white ant can move, and then once the space is filled again, then the hopper again can move. So quite interesting. Black moves a bit in with the idea of covering the mosquito. Now white covers the pill bug. If it doesn't cover the pill bug, what else can white do? Let's say white attacks immediately. Well, I don't feel it's particularly good for two reasons. One is that the pill bug is free. Well, this is the main idea actually. Well, but what I meant is there are two reasons. One is the covering normally the queen is less dangerous than covering the pill bug, assuming the queen is pinned there. And the pill bug can be used to defend later on. It can even move away here down, or it can move the spider away. Well, now it's white turn, but what I mean is the pillbug can move the spider into a different space from which the spider cannot get put back in, right? So white decide to cover the pillbug at the cost of freeing the queen. So this might be a bit weird if you especially if you haven't played Hive for long, you're unsure why white would let the queen go away. But it's a matter of trade-off. So covering the pillbug in the long run is actually almost always a good choice, assuming you have enough to finish the attack. Of course, it's early to say if white has enough to finish the attack, but white has a good ant control, especially with the third ant here and the other two pinning the black ant. So even if the black queen moves away, I don't think white has to worry too much. It's gonna probably be a longer game, sure. And black has the chances to actually create another ring here and complicate things, sure. But probably white has still a good advantage. Black decided to recover the mosquito. I'm not sure why. I think it was probably not needed, especially because white can shift the pin here, and now the other white ant here can pin the third black ant. So at this point, basically black has no ant game, which is probably the main issue of this game for black. Or even better, white can use the spider to pin the black ant. So yeah, this situation is really not great for black. Even if you see, even if black has the queen free to move, doesn't have any other piece free to move. This mosquito could be converted to an ant at some point, but it's probably not enough as long as there is the white ant here, for example. So yeah, unfortunately, not the best game for black here. Um, Black keeps, yeah, okay, putting more pieces down. Also notice that black only has one piece left in reserve and white has three pieces. So yeah, the position at this point is quite, um, I wouldn't say desperate, but pretty bad for black. Uh, Notice the white has created a ring here, but the point is that if black wants to break the ring, has either to move the queen, but then it will move into a space that is even less safe, right? Because there are more pieces surrounding it. Of course, two of these are black, but the point is, um, black queen cannot escape really outside. Um, Black could break the ring in this way, but whenever it breaks in this way, white just cover the beetle. Um, or even here, there's no much a problem. White could just go for this, and then the hopper will get in here. And then there are two spaces left, one of which can be actually taken by an ant because it's not protected by a gate. So it just has a lot of choice. Um, Black here played this, it broke the ring in a different way. Although the problem is that the only thing that this achieves actually is to pin the spider, which is already pinning the black hand, so it's not, the spider is really not going anywhere anyway. So maybe a possible improvement was the beetle here, yeah, with the idea also of, of getting back here again and creating the ring again. Oh, but this ant actually cannot get out anyway because of the freedom to move rule, so no. Um, yeah, okay, maybe what? Hmm, it's pretty hard to suggest something for black at this point. Let's see, it didn't last for long actually. White frees the hopper in this way, and then there is another angle of attack from here, and then after this, even if black creates a gate here that keeps the queen, sorry, the ant out of this spot, then the white beetle can easily get in there. So okay, all in all, probably bad opening for black. I suspect that this is one of the problems. I might be wrong, but for example, this move will come to mind to me simply because now black is playing the ant game at the same time as keeping this pocket here. The mosquito could go here surely and break the pocket, but I think black has still some options trying to unbalance the game. Maybe not this because the mosquito can use a pillbug power. I mean, it's interesting. Well, pillbug can throw the white mosquito here. No, okay, maybe this is a bit too much um, for black. But I think there are options to make things complicated. Or if not, then go for something like this, like sort of a symmetric idea. The problem with this move would be that white would break the pocket here, and it's hard to place another piece in here without losing a couple of moves. So after this, for example, white can attack immediately, and then at this point, black probably wants to just keep the queen safe, but white has got beetle and probably another beetle on top of the hive, so not amazing. So yeah, I understand this point is already quite the position is not the best for black, so maybe black has to go for something else even at this point in time. Anyway, interesting. So let's have a look now at game 5. So at this point, Aenorman is winning by 2 points, which means only a draw would actually be enough to um, win the game, to win the match. You probably have seen it already, spoiler, but let's go through this game as well. At this point, HappyKiwi has to win. So can he win with black pieces? He could have, but it's probably hard. It's pretty hard. I managed to win a game with black pieces against HappyKiwi, but I was quite lucky. You really need to nail the right opening, and especially against Alex Norman, which is a very solid player. So here goes again. Playing a similar opening, but at this point, black decided not to go for the buffer. Both, I guess, both because it wasn't, it didn't work very well in the previous game, and second of all, because the stretch nature of the hive probably gives less counterattacking option, and the classic openings are more maybe dynamic, let's say, in a sense, while buffer openings sometimes need a lot of rearrangement of the pieces, and they 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 can give you more chances in the long run, but initially you have to defend in the right way. So black goes for the anti-spawn, and actually is a setup that he played often against me as well, and against many players. Yeah, placing this two, although I think placing a beetle straight away now is probably not the best idea. I'm not sure, actually he's the specialist, but what I've seen before is that he would play something like this with the idea of creating the pocket. The problem is that white can break the pocket now, so I guess the idea is I'll use the pocket before creating the pocket. The problem is that, yeah, white mosquito can pin the beetle straight away, which, yeah, it's not great. Now the mosquito has to go here, but I mean it's still okay. Still okay position for black. We're still the beginning. The white beetle here is threatening to move here and then cover the mosquito as well, and also it gives, at some point it will give power to the mosquito, because remember at this moment in time the mosquito, the white mosquito, is powerless. So it makes sense. And after this move, white go here. Okay, and now basically all the beetles have been used by black, which is probably not a good sign already. Um, because you need a couple of beetles to be free at some point if you want to qualify for the win, right? If you want to cover the white queen. So yeah, Alex is playing very solid, like very hard uh, to come up with a plan. I mean, normally with black, you generally don't have many chances to win in immediately. You have to be very patient, especially at top level. So it makes sense it is this way, but I think Alex is particularly solid. I'm very curious to see what he will do in the finals against, we'll see, Chige or Judoka. So black pins the white beetle. There's a pocket here to be used. The thing is, there's no beetle here available. So what black is doing this way is just trying to increase the ant count. Potentially, I guess, using the spider on the other side, but I suppose pinning this ant is more is the main idea. The hopper here, interestingly, can jump over here and pin the white ant over there. So black is going for a control game, but of course you have to keep in mind that black has only 3 in the reserve plus 1 spider available. So if white doesn't play any mistake or doesn't play aggressively, it's kind of hard to play for a win. Um, Okay, black has moved the queen away. I think black has to play kind of a long endgame if want to get any advantage. Using an hopper here to anchor the spider is probably a bit. I mean, I would have anchored the spider here maybe at this point, but anchoring the spider here, because the problem is that this black hopper only has this spot here, which is not good. It will fill this shape and this omega shape, and then the pillbug will just go out. So yeah, I don't see black very many chances for black at this point. I mean, black is trying to free a mosquito, get into the pockets, or free the ant as well. But white has got enough pieces, so it really seems it's gonna be hard for black to generate some counterplay. This makes sense, trying to create some havoc here and move the pillbug away, probably, or move the queen away. We'll see. Well, white doesn't let black do that. At this point, yeah, there's not much to do. I think they just repeat the position and agree on a draw, which means Aenorman qualified to the finals. Pretty nice. I feel, yeah, this game, there was not much chance for black to show any potential. In general, it's pretty hard for black to play for a win at this level, the top players. Probably had to try something a bit more exotic, but you never know. And if you play a couple of moves a bit inaccurate, then your chances to generate some counterplay, they're gone. But anyway, very interesting. Well done, both players. They played very cool games. Um, and I'm sure the finals will be super cool as well. Hope you enjoyed the commentary, and like the video, subscribe if you like the channel, and more videos coming up later on. I also need to comment it my old games in the World Cup. They will come at some point. Bye everyone. Ciao.